I want to do another Chimps challenge. This time we're going to be doing some alternate Bloons rounds Chimps. Choosing ISAB's favorite hero simply just because I'm pretty sure Sada is pretty much a must for the early game, as there really isn't really a way to kind of start with ways. I guess you could do Azili, but I don't really think Azili could solo on this map. Simply because if you didn't know, there is a camo on round 7, and getting camo in like 2 rounds is a wee bit difficult, so you do have to start with a hero that already kind of sees camo. And this is of course assuming that Sada can even solo the black balloons that come out this round. I kind of hope she does. If not, I could always buy whatchamacallit, and we're gonna leak a red. I could always buy level 2, and I think that's actually what I'm gonna end up doing, or I could just do some of that. And that might end up hurting me because there is a lead that also comes out on round 10, so ABR is a huge kind of pain to do on Chimps mode. But I think we can actually solo long enough to be able to afford an alchemist. I think that is the cheapest lead detection. Oh, come on, we're so close. Please tell me that dart monkey, it really is not going to be enough. Nope, we're going to get there, just barely though. Alright, so put alch. Guess I'll put alch right here, get it on like strong. And then yep, there's 2 leads this round. So ABR pretty difficult, especially on Chimps mode, as there's not really too many options you can really start with. Now there is also a fortified bad that comes out on round 100. I'm not really sure what I want to do for that, but I have like 90 plus rounds to actually figure that out. So what I'm thinking is probably going to be insane mob damage. See if I can maybe get Sky Shredder or MAD. Those might be pretty good. Don't really want to go for Pirate Lord, even though Pirate Lord is pretty good, just because I'm kind of tired of that. Been using Pirate Lord a lot recently, and I figured time to kind of retire Pirate Lord and try something else. So first things first, I think I can straight up solo till getting Berserker Brew. I think Sada alch buff is pretty good. And then one I want to transition to after that, not really too sure. Not really sure if I want to transition into Ace next, because well, Ace is pretty decent. I don't really think Operation Dartstorm is going to be strong enough for what I need to accomplish here. And it seems that round 15 might end up being death, because purple balloons are also proving to be a bit of an issue. Or maybe not. So I guess that Dart Monkey back there is going to be pretty useful. Berserker Brew acquired, and I think we should be fine for like up until maybe mid 30s. This does mean I am fine for 24, which does have a camo lead that round. So I guess that's something to worry about. I could transition into Ninja alch, but I think Sada alch and Ninja alch are probably the same power. It's just that Ninja has longer range, so I guess it'd be better then, but not really sure if I want to commit to that. So I do want to save as much cash as possible and not spend money on like useless towers. Now what I always could do is I could always go for Dark Knight. Dark Knight's not a bad option to go for. I could always try to go for Dark Knight into Sky Shredder. And having a Dark Knight does mean that I am safe against DTs whenever those come out. I'm not 100% sure. But I think a Dark Knight can handle like 1 or 2 DTs, especially on a map like this. And so I think I might actually transition into Dark Knight and then buy Sky Shredder next. And then hopefully Sky Shredder is actually enough to be able to solo an FBAD. I will have more cash afterwards, but round 100 is definitely going to be the most difficult round here. 98 also might prove to be a bit of a problem. 98 has always been a problem round. Yep, I think I actually am going to commit to Dark Knight. If this doesn't work, then oh well, I guess we'll just have to restart. And I think a Super Monkey should help out against round 40, simply just because knockback is pretty good. And Sada should be doing some decent mob damage. Alright, here comes round 40. Hopefully we do have enough. I do have some cash to spend, but I don't really want to spend it if I don't really have to. And Sada does pretty good against mob insides anyways. Alright, so we're good against that. And I think I can straight up save for Dark Knight next. So that'll be pretty good. Not really sure I want to place my village. I do kind of want Alchemist. I want Alchemist to be in range of the Ace. But I kind of put Alchemist in a little bit of a terrible spot, because the only spot I get for Ace would be up here if I want to range of alch. And that's kind of meh. I don't really think I can fit an Ace in a village. Well, yes, I could if I Dark Shift away, which I guess I could maybe move it down here. Yeah, I think that's fine. And so I think my mid game is covered. I think Sada and Dark Knight will be enough to solo the majority of mid game, especially when Sada is alch buffed. And so I think I can just straight up solo up until I get Sky Shredder, hopefully. 63 might be a bit of a problem round just because there's a lot of RBE that round. So I'm going to have to save Sod at level 10 for that round. Alternatively, I could maybe go for Dark Champion, but I doubt I can save up that much money. Alright, so I am going to commit to the Sky Shredder. So I'll put Ace like right here. That does get in range of Alk, just barely. And do we have space for Village? We sure do. And I think if I buy a range, I can actually get it in range of Sod. It won't be in range of Dark Knight, but I think that's fine. I think that is a-okay. And now this ODS plus Dark Knight combo should make this pretty trivial mid game, as Mob should basically be no issue. Let's get this guy in like infinite, or actually I think 8 would probably be better here. And then let's just go for Village now. Hopefully this actually is in range of Sada by camo. And then I think this is all I'm going to spend. Now this time it's just gonna be microwing abilities. If 63 ends up being an issue, I could always go for a Mob Glue. Sada does do extra damage to stunned and slowed Bloons, so that might prove useful for that round. Alright, so the problem round is next round, and we don't even have Sada level 10 yet. I could buy it, but I don't really want to spend excess cash if I don't really need to. So we aren't going to have Sword Charge for the start of 63, which might prove to be a bit of an issue. And so we are going to have to maybe see if we can solo this. I'll use this ability, and I can Dark Shift if I need to, which I think I will. Just Dark Shift up here. And we're able to do it, but Dark Knight is in a bad spot for the next wave, which is all camo, which should be fine. Alright, easy peasy. And then next wave is a bunch of Moabs, which might be a bit more difficult to deal with. I'll use that ability. And 63 is no problem. Pretty trivial round. 75 is usually a problem round with kind of regular runs, so see if 75 is a bit more difficult. You are getting blocked by leads here, but thankfully those are over pretty quick. Now it's just stacked fortified BFBs, and it seems that we are getting Pierce Capped here. Don't really want to use Sword Charge yet, so I'll Dark Shift and see if that helps. It does, but we're kind of Dark Knight's again in a bad spot. Doesn't really matter. 76 is this round. I don't think 76 in ABR is more difficult than it is in kind of normal. Sure, it's a lot of BFBs, but thankfully Solid level 10 just kind of nukes everything, which I will have to use this round. Not really sure on when I want to use it. But if we kind of stagger everything, we should be fine. I guess I could use it maybe now. Pretty easy. Next round is going to be 78, but I think we actually never mind because we forced Sky Shredder before then. Sky Shredder now, and this should basically be kind of a free win till maybe like kind of 90s, maybe the late 80s. We'll just have to wait and see. 80s have appeared, and it's pretty much a smooth sailing so far. I think I could honestly go for Dark Champion if Sky Shredder continues being this cracked. Even after some nerfs, Sky Shredder still ends up being one of the strongest tier 5s for chimps. It's honestly impressive. Or I can honestly hold on to the cash to see how much money I think I can maybe potentially get left over. I don't think Sky Shredder can soul the rest of the way, but if it can, I could have a decent chunk of change left in the bank after round 100. DTs come this round, a bit too late if you ask me. It's only like 2 rounds before DTs actually come out, which I find it to be interesting. Sky Shredder might struggle this round. There's a lot of ZOMGs, might end up getting Pierce Capped. Nah, no issues still. Fortified DTs, still no issue for the Sky Shredder. Absolutely demolishing. Do have to give some credit to Dark Knight, who is doing some pretty decent mob damage. Getting up out against fortified DTs a little bit. Sitting on like 70k so far. Still don't need to buy Dark Champion, but I can if I want to. This round there's kind of getting Pierce Capped a little bit. You only got to the second bend, which is fine. 95 I don't think should be too much of a problem. If it is, Solid's abilities can come in handy. 95 in ABR, to be honest, isn't really much harder than normal 95. A lot of ZOMGs this round, and they're kind of separated. Might have to buy Dark Champion, but I can always Dark Shift if I need to, which I will end up doing. Let's use that to pop down those ceramics. And then, do I need a Sword Charge? Alright, so we got rid of the first wave of ZOMGs, now the second wave, which I can end up Sword Charging. And I will do that. And easy. sitting on $91,000. There are fortified DTs this round. Again, no problem for the Sky Shredder. Dark Knight wasn't even in a good position, but still did some pretty decent damage. 98. Alrighty. This might be a bit of a problem around, so I will have to Dark Shift, I'm pretty sure. Question is when, though. I think I want to Dark Shift now. Catch some ceramics. Install them a little bit. I will use Soda. And Sword Charge now, because Dark Knight is getting Pierce capped. And I think we might have this. I can always Dark Shift over here if we don't, but we are looking pretty decent. Although we did pop kind of everything at once. So let me Dark Shift over here towards the end. Good, 103,000. Dark Knight isn't a terrible spot for 99, but I think Sky Shredder can handle this round. Kind of sucks. Alright, BAD this round. I think I might actually have to buy Dark Champion just because we have like, I wouldn't say almost no bad damage, but I don't think this is going to be adequate. Although it seems to be doing pretty good so far, but an F-Bad next round has double the HP, which might prove to be a problem there. And first time dying in a long time. Pretty easy round. We barely died to a ceramic there. Alright, so let me Dark Shift kind of down here so that way Dark Knight can get damage earlier. So you can pop that BAD a bit faster. Move you over here. Just get it always attacking. Alright, popped it a lot earlier. That's pretty good. I don't really want to move Dark Knight up here just because it's a terrible spot for around 100. But I think I might actually end up having to do that. Yeah. And so here is an F-Band. I kind of want to see how much damage we do to it first. I don't think it's going to be enough, not most likely. But I am kind of curious. We did pop that first bad a bit early, so who knows, maybe we might have barely enough time to be able to beat this bad. And I'll put him on 8 or infinite just so that way it can also kind of reach this side a bit earlier. And there's definitely not enough time to beat fortified ZOMGs. Unless Solid Sword Charge could come in handy there. What level is she? 16. Alrighty. Sword Charge? Nah. I probably could do better if I micro this boss just by Dark Champion just to make this a little easier. And so that was alternate balloons round, chimps. Not really too difficult outside of early game, although I guess in the loop is a bit easier map. I kind of feel like you need to do kind of an easier map if you're doing like AVR chimps, just because, like, you know, there's not really too many towers you can start with in chimps AVR, due to there being a lead on round 10 as well as a camo on round 7. And so that was that. Sky Shredder almost getting 2 million pops, kind of crazy. So that was that. You know, if you enjoyed the video, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and join Discord. Link is down below in the description. Have a nice day.